Hey gang, it's Leila here from the Comic Connection for this week's comic book reviews. Starting with Captain America Reborn #1 by Ed Brubaker and Brian Hitch and Butch Guice. In this one, Sharon and the Falcon share Sharon's story with Vision and Hank Pym, and her realization that the events of the day that Steve was shot didn't go as she first thought. Also at the same time, Bucky and Black Widow infiltrate Hammer, trying to find the device that Sharon has described that is the key for possibly Steve coming back. And meanwhile, at the same time, back at Thunderbolt's base, Norman Osborn has a chat with presumed dead Arnim Zola about the whereabouts of Cap, and his whereabouts are finally revealed. This was just a great start to the series. It has many, many layers. It's full of action and intrigue. The device that Brubaker's using to bring Captain America back isn't completely implausible, so I thought I was really relieved about that. But there's still a lot of things that I feel need to be explained, especially the events immediately after Cap is presumed dead on the steps there, but I'm sure that Ed is going to explain this to me in the next 4 issues of the series, which I hope are as good as this was. Next up, I've got Star Wars Invasion #1, written by Tom Taylor with art by Colin Wilson. In this one, the Yuuzhan Vong invade a peaceful planet called Artorias, and minutes before the invasion we meet the King, his son Finn, his daughter Kai, and the Queen. The King fought in the Battle of Hoth, so this sort of puts us in the 30 years after the Battle of Yavin part, so Luke Skywalker is still in the picture at this point in the Star Wars universe. And he's trying to lead a life of peace when this invasion, this disaster strikes. And in the middle of the evacuation, Luke Skywalker shows up to help everybody flee, and also to recruit Finn to his Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. This is a really good start to the Star Wars series. I'm not familiar with the books, the New Jedi Order books that sort of talk about the Yuuzhan Vong, but they seem like a really cool adversary, and I'm really looking forward to this series, which is, kind of different for Star Wars for me. The last one I really, really enjoyed was Legacy, so this one was actually a pretty good read, good art, so pick it up. And last but not least, we've got Greek Street #1, written by Peter Milligan, with art by David Gianfelice. In this one, ancient tragedies are played out on a modern stage. As one of the characters says in the story, Medea and Agamemnon are still playing at the Temple of Dionysus. The characters have familiar names, historical names, and they're in similar situations, but it all has a modern twist on it. Tales of incest, murder, and clairvoyance. So if you're a fan of sort of Greek stories, but with a new twist, this is definitely the one for you, especially if you like gory, hard-hitting books. So if you're a fan of all those kind of things, this is definitely the book for you.
Hey folks, Jim here with this week's comic reviews. First up, Transformers Spotlight Metroplex, written by Andy Schmidt and with art by Marcelo Marter. In this one, being hunted down by Six-Shot, the Throttlebots take refuge in an abandoned city, but soon find the city is more than meets the eye, as Metroplex is reactivated. Actually had a lot of fun with this book. The fact that every single page is a splash page is just an interesting way of doing it, because, well, when you're dealing with a city-sized Transformer, I think that's the best way to do it. Not bad art, pretty good story. I actually really enjoyed this book. Next up, Gold Digger #108 by Fred Perry. In this one, Tiffany and Charlotte accidentally find a saurian egg and decide to raise it. But when the Shadows tasked with protecting the egg show up, can Tiff and Charlotte keep their new friend? This one was just cute. The little baby saurian they named Houston, cute as all get out, and I actually really enjoyed this one. If you're a fan of Gold Digger, this goes into the deeper continuity, so you might not understand it as best you can, but it's a fun little issue. It's cute. You're gonna like it. And last but not least, Empowered Volume 5, written and drawn by Adam Warren. In this one, after saving much of the superhero community, Emp has to deal with the heroes thinking she may be a villain herself. Not only that, but Emp has to handle dress-up disasters, duct tape happy cat girls, and an orbital disaster that leads to a showdown with Sister Spooky. If you're not reading Empowered, what the hell is wrong with you? Pick this book up. If you like superheroes, you're going to love it. If you like manga, you're going to love it. It's pretty much the best of both worlds, and it's comedic to boot. It's one of the best comedy comic books you're going to read other than Deadpool. I really love this series, and I can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this book. Pick it up.
Hi everyone, it's Crystal with this week's comic book reviews. Up first we have Witchfinder, number 1 of 5, with the art by Steinbeck and story by Mignola. So this is a Hellboy universe series, but far before our favorite Hellboy characters ever show up. So in this series, a group of Englishmen go on an archaeological adventure and end up unearthing some non-human bones. Suddenly they start disappearing, and our main character, Sir Edward Grey, who is the Witchfinder, has to find out why. I think the art in this book is absolutely beautiful, and so far I've loved the stuff of Mignola's that I've read, but I find this title is missing some of the humor that I really loved in Hellboy, but maybe we'll see some of that later. But beautiful art and good story to start, so if you like Hellboy, check this one out. Up next we have Angel, the epilogue, with the story by Lynch and the art by Uru. On the topic of the art, I'm not a big Uru fan. I kind of find his art a little bit blurry, like I'm kind of hungover, but moving on from that. So in this episode we have a return of Non, who wakes up Gunn to make a new evil duo, but instead Gunn is suicidal with guilt, and Illyria nearly kills him, but instead decides not to, and then they both drive off into the sunset and decide to learn to be human together. I'm not really sure why they decided to do that, but that's what they decided to do. I don't understand what happened with Illyria's relationship with Spike, which seems to not exist in this book. Also, at the end of this book, one of the demons is turned over to a demon rehabilitation center, and I think it's supposed to be Non, but I'm not sure because somehow she's all of a sudden blonde. I think this could get better. I hope it does. Next we have Bad Kids Go to Hell, number 1. 6 teenagers get stuck in the library at their school. We have a jock and a princess and a goth and a brain, and if this is reminding you of Breakfast Club, you're not alone. It reminded me of Breakfast Club too, except in this one there are zombies. Also in this one everyone in Breakfast Club is really rich, which I was kind of disappointed with because one of the things I loved about Breakfast Club was the diversity of characters. These characters aren't as diverse because they all have sort of a similar angsty, well-off teenager attitude. I hope in the next issue we get more zombies and a little bit less whiny teenager angst, but one to watch. After that, we have Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, number 1, art by Dazzo and story by Gischler. Okay, I've never read a Deadpool title before. Deadpool is hilarious. So it has a lot of really great self-referential humor. If you've never read a Deadpool title, you really should. In this one, Deadpool goes to the Savage Land and meets Khazar, finds a hot doctor friend, and finds out that the cavemen of the Savage Land are apparently worshipping him. We're not really sure why yet, but he's supposed to be there to be finding a new bioweapon, which he does at the end find. I don't want to ruin it for you what it is, but it's not at all what I expected it to be. And finally, Chew, number 2. This is a very interesting story by Layman with the art by Gilroy. The main character of this title is a detective for the Food and Drug Association named Chew, who is a very specific kind of psychic or telepath that gets impressions not from things he touches but from things he eats. He's partnered with another psychic of this very same unusual kind of ability to get images from things that he eats. So in this story he's trying to find a lost food inspector who's apparently been killed by the Yakuza, or may not have been killed by the Yakuza. And chicken, for some reason in this universe, is illegal. We're not sure why yet, but chicken is illegal. It's funny, it's interesting, it's a little bit gross, but the art is really good, and I think it could get even more interesting, so I would pick up Chew number 2 if I were you, and you can track down the first one still available from Image. Thanks very much.